Thanks. Welcome again. If you want coffee, I can get it for you.
Oh, it's okay. Thanks.
And there's
Hello.
water over here.
Welcome, we're live. Hi everyone and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is the Saturday Human Colony
Thanks.
Hucolo webinar.
Welcome again.
Okay, can we?
If you want coffee, I can get it for you.
Oh, it's okay.
And there's
Hello.
water over here.
Welcome, we're live. What's happening? Hi everyone and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This Oh is my the goodness, Saturday okay. Human Colony
Thanks.
Hucolo webinar.
Welcome again.
Okay, can we?
If you want
Okay. All right. Well, we've been having some very nice technical issues. So welcome to the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. We have our very special guest, Jim Charles. Hi, Jim. How are you? He's not even a guest. He's like our mainstay channel. We're back with our main squeeze, Jim Charles.
Hi, how is everybody doing?
Sorry we're late. We did have some interesting.
We had some very technical difficulties today, yes.
Yes, they were very technical and they were very difficult. But we're here. We've got a nice full room. We have Jim, we have Susan, Angie, Benny, Braden, Kat, Diane, Ian, Joan, Lilypad, Megan, Michelle, Miss Spiricos, also known as Barbara, Radha, Ryan, Safira, Stephanie, and Suzanne. So,
And with me, I have Heather and Dennis. Is that correct? Yes. And they're first time people here and they're very welcome. Good.
Perfect. And Albert just came in. So welcome to you all in the room. So that's very exciting.
Yes.
Yes. So why don't we start with some blessings and then we'll go to some requests. We'll start
Okay,
with
very
Michelle.
good.
We'll do Michelle first. And then we'll go to Michelle, Barbara, and then I'll say who comes after Barbara so no one gets confused. Okay. Unmute yourself, Michelle.
This is a blessing from Takar. Kiogonya haya gorodonya, ia garadonya ha, chia korodo, giagal, ia kananya, tia gonya haya gorodonya ha, ia kanya ho. Namaste.
Bless us this time together. Keep us together in thought and mind and spirit. Make sure that all things are positive and beautiful, and keep your mind on what is good and what is to come. There are many things here to listen to today. You must be aware.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Susan. They'll be followed by Wendy.
Am I next? Or am I?
We'll be after. Okay, go ahead.
Shatehata hiata hota, iti hata kutnotata, iti hata hoto hiti, hata hata keniti, kutuho hata tekisi, ikiki hata kota hoto hota, inini tata, iki hata tukutu hata kata, ikiki anana tekati hata, tati, many blessings.
Let this be full of information. Let it be full of light, and let it be full of blessings. Let each of you gather that which is made for you, and let the other parts go. For it is a time for all of you to learn and be uplifted. Let this time be of a good nature for all of you, and bring forth divine connections to all that are here.
Thank you. Okay, Susan, and then Wendy, and then Angie. Okay.
Okay. Kia zo e tia hio sakata e tia toku e tia sakata hio hazia ko taia ia tsaki e toku taia ita o to hua he sikaya to itia he zi tutu e tia ko he ka ito hazia katia dia do e ita ito ko e hita ya to hazia ko tia hio sikia hia sikitia e to e titia sikutu ia. Blessings.
There are many things to come, so prepare your hearts and minds for these things. Keep into the light. Keep far away from the darkness as possible, for it will draw you in if it can. You know how that is and how it works. And many of you have been drawn in the past, but will not be drawn in now, because it is time for you to awaken into the brighter light that is the soul.
Okay, Wendy, whenever you're ready. Unmute, please. You're still muted there. Okay, good.
Okay, that would be very helpful. Okay, Ra wants to come through. Konyara tanyara koho nara kahi chukore nara ko nara iero nyoro ko anahata to ni to ko apato ho to ti nyakronya ko chiro to akahira pahoro nyira kaira na etor ni hiro nara ka ich kriara naro nyoro. Blessings.
Keep your eye on the light. The light is where you belong, and do not be overcome by anything else. This is a time for great security within yourselves and for those around you. It is a time when those can be swept away that might be there as what you think permanently, but they might fall and hurt their minds. It is time for those things to happen that are not meant to happen, but will happen anyway due to the mankind and the way that he has reacted. It is a time when life will change and many changes will come, but be aware that God is aware of all of these things and will bring everything into a brighter light and into a brighter understanding and into a good knowledge. And you will all be protected in some ways, but still beware and be cautious.
Okay, perfect. Angie, go ahead. Angie, we can't hear you.
I can't do it any louder.
Okay. We'll just do it energetically. Jim can pick it up, I'm sure.
All right.
Okay.
The dreams will come and visions will come. There are many things that are happening in this realm that are unusual at this time. But be aware that these things are already spoken of in the past and will become part of your future as well. The things that are from the distant past that were hidden and mysteries from beyond will be opened to this realm, open to these viewing peoples, so that the things might shine through that are necessary for this civilization to extend itself into the next realm.
Okay, perfect.
They're the whisperers, and so I'm like, okay, you got to talk louder.
Yeah. Your thing wasn't even picking up, not even any sound.
Not a word, nothing.
Wow. Wow.
Nothing.
How about the second time?
Nope.
Wow.
Not
Okay.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have some requests. we have Archangel Raphael and Lord Vishnu to Kerr or Grendel to talk about the war at the end of the galaxy. Merlin, a galactic dragon, Shana Ra, Elijah, of course. Again, Merlin, Goddess Ma, spirit of ayahuasca. And let's see. Satira, sacred heart dragon. Also, Archangel Metatron or Mary Magdalene. And Uriel, Archangel Uriel, Spiracos, and another from Metatron.
Okay.
And let me see if there was another one. Saint Germain.
Okay.
And the Black Unicorns of Scotland.
A lot of requests today.
A ton of requests.
A lot of requests today.
Yes.
Very good. Let me see who comes.
Okay,
I know Elijah is coming, but he will be first.
okay, great.
Somebody has their sound on. Please mute.
Yeah, who's on? I'm on, but I'm going to mute right now.
Greetings. I am Elijah. Today, I just want to share a prayer with you so that you might understand that I'm not all preaching and not all telling of what you to do at all times. But at this moment, I would just like to say a prayer for the world, a prayer for the peoples that are here, a prayer for things that are to come. Dear Heavenly Father, please lift each and every one of these people up. Let them know that they are part of a greater mission, a greater understanding, and a greater power. You are here for love, compassion, and beauty, understanding and wisdom, and we must follow in your footsteps so that we know that we are doing the right things. It is often a problem with us knowing which way to turn, which direction to go, but fill our minds with the right thought processes so that we don't have that much trouble deciding, and that your decision will be the one that is in your will. If we pray for your will, of course, your will happen. We thank you and praise you for all the love and guidance that you have given us in the past. We love and give you honor for all the things that you have done for us and for mankind. Build us and encourage us and make us more aware of what you are doing. And let us know when we are falling away. Touch us, remind us, let us know how we are doing. I am sure that it is a part of you that is within us all, that wants to do the best for the world, that wants to share, bring helpfulness, kindness, and bring the things that people need to the world. We are here to be servants. We are here to be understanding. We are here to bring compassion. Remember this, because when you speak, they hear the love in your voice. And if there is no love in your voice, they will also hear that. You are the children of God. And as children of God, you are the examples of God. Not that you must change everything that you're doing, but you must bring forth your being with love and consciously be aware of those around you. I love you, and I would want you to understand that God is wanting to be with you always. Much love. Greetings, I am Metatron.
Welcome, Metatron.
There
We
are
have-
those that have called me here today.
Yes.
What is it that they are wanting?
Well, let me see. Who was it that asked for Metatron? Two people asked for Metatron. I believe Susan asked for Metatron, and so did Benny. Benny asked first, so let's let Benny go first.
All right,
Go ahead.
thank you. Hello, hi Metatron. How are you?
I am well, always.
Well, I read in the book that you regularly meets in the celestial realm on Elon Ray with the ancient guardian secret builders. Can I ask what you discuss about, and does it help us and our planets?
It helps everyone. I am not here only for one species, one race, or one peoples, and I am here for all the universe. And when I do these conversations, it is to help to bring understanding that is necessary to each world, to each place that is growing and expanding. Remember that we are out here to help to reinforce humanity, reinforce the species that are here. We are not here to waste our time and just chatter, but we are here to find solutions for mankind so it survives. We are here to find solutions for all things. So it is a beautiful pattern, a beautiful puzzle, a beautiful tapestry in the universe that can be understood by all, and it is governed by God. And we must understand that he is wanting many things for his people. And that is why he put so many of us in charge, because many minds are better than just one. But he is a creator, and so he moves on and does creative things. He does talk to people, but he is moving on and creating, and he has put us in charge of and service to humanity and many other beings. So that is what is being discussed there.
Okay, very interesting. And in which density is this realm located?
The seventh.
Oh, wow. It's amazing. Well, and I have a second question. My meditation is progressing slowly, but I did get the name Thanatos. Do you perhaps have any information about this being?
Atenakos?
Yes.
Atenakos is someone that is aligned with you in past lives and aligned with you in a starseed connection. They are from Fendoria. They are travelers actually, but they originate in Fendoria, and their vessels go beyond that area into Arcturian space, Orion space, Pleiadian space, etc. And so as they are travelers, they are getting in touch with those people that they are aware of and are in their soul family. This is someone that is to be trusted.
Okay, it's very lovely. Thank you so much, and I wish you have a great day.
You too, very well.
Okay, Susan, I do see you asked first, but anyway, go
Yes.
go ahead with your question.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, so my question is, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I just want to make sure I'm not too loud. So I'm a fractal of you, and it seems like, I guess the last time I tried to channel you, like I had difficulty holding your energy. And I mean, I have channeled you before, but it was like last year, and I haven't felt you around as much this year, and I'm just wondering why that is, or if there's anything that I can do to hold your energy more, or any advice you have about my mission or how I'm doing, or any information you'd like to share about what you've been up to lately, that might be valuable for myself and all of us to hear.
Sometimes when people cannot hold the energy of my energy, it is because there's something there that is causing them to shift or be in some place else at the same time. So interdimensional thought processes can cause a shift within you and also cause you not to be able to fully connect with a certain one kind of energy. Even though I am interdimensional, this kind of shift happens a lot on your planet these days, and so do not be concerned about it. It is that it just was a day that everything was moving in a very different direction for you. The shifts that are happening on the earth at this time are very special, because it is that we are working with the earth to bring back many special pieces of information to the earth so that they can rise much more quickly, so that they can understand more quickly what is going on in the universe and how to be closer to the next phase of their journey, which will be in another phase of or density. It is time for the world to know that that timelines do exist, and people have shifted to them occasionally. And when they do shift to these timelines, it does change things a bit. But sometimes it's a timeline change for protection, because they do not want negative energies to come up against you in a particular way. So it is that everything is the way it should be at this time. Yes, your progress is good. You must continue to keep your eye on me, on the thoughts that I am giving and the thoughts of God. I am with you a great deal. I have fragments of myself and other people as well. So it is not only you that I am working with, but I am working with many. And so it is time for us all to work into one place with God. There are reasons why I am in parts of people, and that's because I have the divine strategies. I have the divine guidelines that make up many things in the universe. I have the patterns for the way the energies move in the universe. I have the patterns for the way the stars are adjusted and how they are changing and things of this nature. And I keep mathematical and algorithmic control of these things with God's permission, of course. But I will tell you that it is a difficult time now, for there is so much information that is necessary for the humanity to remain. It is a watershed time for humanity.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll definitely make sure to connect with you more often, and yes, and receive your guidance as well. So much love to you.
Much love to you.
I love when I do connect with you. It's like when I've channeled you, it's like you're like a pillar of light that completely engulfs me, and it feels like heaven. So it's beautiful.
I hope that it feels that way, and I hope that I am not confusing people with what I say. But I do want to be light. I want to be informational. I do want them to see God is working in this realm a great deal. I want them to see that there is a great deal of work going on right now. And so I will work with you and through you as well.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I send my love to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Wendy has a question. Go ahead, Wendy.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So the question that I have is pertaining to, I have a lot of insight to dimensional things that I'm doing as a creator being. And as I'm coming to my awakening hours. So one of the images that I recently had was seeing people in a far off distance, kind of in a gray, like they were all gray, black and white. And then I could see lightning coming off of one of the beings, and their hands were lifted up like toward the sky. And then off to the right was like a moon. But it turned yellow, like it started to turn yellow. And I'm just wondering, like, was that, as a creator being, was I creating? Was I helping with that, or what was happening? Or am I just looking into another dimension?
You are looking into another dimension, but you are also creating. You help create all dimensions, all things that happen. Remember that when you have a thought, when you have a dream, when you have an understanding, it is in reality at that moment. It is that now moment that you are within, even if it is in a dream. It is real at that moment, and it is part of some other place in some other time. People do not believe this, but it is true that when you have a vivid dream such as this, it is an experience that you are having. The meaning of it was that there is a powerful person to come, and they will change the way that the elements react to them, in the world, I should say. And this person is coming soon and is a very powerful individual, but I am not allowed to reveal much more about this, but I can see that you are creating this realm for this person to arrive.
Ah, very nice. That makes sense. I also have the sense that I have some kind of fractal of you as well. Can you clarify that? Or maybe it's an aspect.
Fractals and aspects, very similar. So yes, I have many fractals and aspects of myself and other people. The reason for this is to help people to grow and to brighten the world, to get their missions done more quickly, to be aware of more of what is going on, not only in this dimension, but in others, not only in this realm, but what is going to happen in the future of this realm as well. So you must have vision, you must have understanding, you must have a purity about you that is able to connect with these things that are of the future and of the, I don't know how to say it, of this particular time pattern. It is a pattern of time that is different, because out here, there is no time really, but you have patterns of time and you have focal points in time. And this is something that I am trying to get through to you, that there are certain points in time that you will be aware of in your thought processes. And so you must concentrate on these time patterns so that they are made real, come into existence. All of you have these things. All of you are praying for things to come into existence. Please pray for the future as well as the present, so that these things can come in the way they are supposed to.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't unmute there for a second. Braden has a question. Do you need some water?
No,
Or did you
I
have a
was
question
going to
in
say
your room?
if the guests have a question, they may ask.
Okay, sure. Braden, hold tight for just a moment.
Do you have any question? No. Not at the moment, they do not.
Okay, Braden, you're up.
Can you speak some of your light language?
Of course, there are many different light languages that I speak. The one light language that is most dear to my heart is the angelic light language, which I am part of that now. At one point, I was only part of the creator realm, but now I am a part of the angelic realm. I know some of you say, how is that possible? But that's a story for another time. But I will speak that. Tiriandashi Adonai Kakuriata Vendisi Esasu Urundi Vasan Janji Koria Koriato Sunzavi Paraclito Turboshunzi Satana Ohondi Koa Wasosia Zimjianiadu Tiria Randavashan Genji Ocean Jada Ado Adonai Karoduria Adonai Yavasi. There. It is an angelic prayer.
Thank you.
Is that it, Braden? Did you have a question
Yes.
or not? Okay, thank you. All right, Joan has a question. Go ahead, Joan.
Greetings, Metatron. Would you how can we use the violet flame to balance the karma on this planet and as individual?
Karma cannot be balanced by one thing or the violet flame. Each individual carries their own karma. Now, if the violet flame was within all of them, if that God idea was in each individual, then karma could be controlled. But there is a karma in the atmosphere that is given off from times past. that can be controlled by the violet flame, because it is the flame of God. It is the flame of power. It is the flame of love. And so it is that which can be used to dispense of some of the terrible karma that has happened from the past. But there's karma being created by each and every one of you. Perhaps not each and every one of you. There are some of you that are prone to karma and others that are not. But I will tell you this: each man gives off karma into their realm, and that must be dealt with. And that is where the violet flame comes in. But you cannot dispense of it completely, because man will continue to create their own karma. They will continue to create many things in this realm that are not meant to be in this realm, but of course will serve to teach all those that live here lessons. I could go on and on about this subject, but let me tell you this. Yes, use the violet flame to dispense with all the karma that is from the past, all right? And use the violet flame to dispense your own karma. But there are those around the world giving off karma every moment, every second. It can never be controlled. At least not yet.
But if we balance our karma, then we can have this ascension.
Yes, each and every one of you must balance your karma. It is not up to one person to do that, or one entity, but you each have a responsibility for your own karma and how to balance it.
Would you guide us how to use the violet flame to balance the karma, or to use the violet flame in every day?
Yes, bring it in. If those of you that are very visual can bring in the violet flame into your soul, into your heart, and you can see that beautiful gift of God, let it join with your soul, which is another gift from God, because God is within the soul, and let it just pray that the karma be balanced. And that is all you need to do. Prayer is enough with the violet flame. Prayer is enough, because if you follow the prayer, if you follow what you are praying for, if you are intentioned to be good and do well and bring forth great and wonderful gifts to the world, then your karma is secure.
Oh, thank you. And any message for me?
A message?
How,
what?
how to to work with you, because in my meditation I see a violet flame in my third eye, so that's why.
You are part of the violet flame. That means that you are from the violet realm. And this means that that your past lives have come from that section of the spectrum of the prism of the universe. And so you are part of that. And it is something to be very happy about, because it is a very powerful part of the prismatic portion of creation of the universe. But it is not easy to understand why you are part of a certain color or a certain flame or a certain understanding until you are out here. Then it can be explained much more in detail and much more clearly. But suffice it to say, you are here by design, by permission, and by request. You wanted to be here at this time to help the world in this way that you are helping it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Megan has a question. Go ahead, Megan.
Greetings, Metatron.
Greetings.
It's like a two-part question. I heard that there would be a solar flash for the betterment of humanity. Can you share around when this would be?
I don't know when this will be, but the solar flashes are already happening. You are within the realm of great solar disturbances at this time. The solar flashes will be of consequence to humanity, yes. They will cause disturbances and things of that nature, but they're also there to wake people up, to let them know that they are not just living in a world that is indestructible, but they are in a fragile realm, that this realm is very fragile and they're not treating it properly. And a solar flare will come and show them that they perhaps are not aware of all the things that are outside of their own realm. And so this will wake them up in some ways, and that will be for the betterment of humanity. Solar flares can also be negative in the sense that some people will not see them as a positive insight or a positive awakening. But as the fact that they do awaken, this is their positive element. This is their positive mission on the earth. And they are not here by coincidence, but there are beings in the sun or on the sun that know what is happening.
And it would help a lot of people, would it?
It will not. I'm not allowed to say what it will do, because what it will do is not necessarily known yet. But I see it coming, yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just see if there's someone else with a question before I go. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of questions. Okay, the Mavith has a question, but Mavith needs to type it. So let's go to Saphira and then I'll come back to you. Oh, no, he's fast. 1 second. Okay, he says, can you explain? Let me make sure I can read this. Can you explain? We'll start there. Can you explain what it means for someone to be a creator being?
Well, you might say everyone is a creator being in the sense that God is part of their being. But there are those that are from different areas of the universe, different parts and different understandings of it. There's angelic beings, there's creator beings, there's ancient souls, there's light being souls. There are all kinds of different beings out here that you are unaware of. A creator being is one that is created by God to give service to the universes that he creates. These kinds of services are maintenance with the stars, the planets, the civilizations, the solar systems, the black holes, etc. That which exists in this universe and others. And they are to control or maintain certain things about them. Now, God will give them their mission to do whatever is necessary for them to do. Out here in the universe, creator beings can appear to be many different things. They are definitely shapeshifters, and they are definitely interdimensional. So it is that a creator being of, with the quotations around it, means that they are somebody that is working directly with God to keep maintenance of the solar system and all the things that he has created here.
Is that okay? Thank you very much for that.
I wanted to say also that creator beings have volunteered to be a part of this realm at this time, but not their full being will be here, but a portion of them will come into beings that are human and make them into creator beings in the sense that they will have more designation, more purpose, and more perhaps gifts coming forward because they are ready for those kinds of things.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, Saphira has a question. Go ahead, Saphira.
Thank you, Karen. Hello, Metatron.
Greetings.
Can you please describe where our current Earth timeline is, if it has made any major changes recently, and where will it lead to if it follows as it is now?
There is always several different paths that it can follow. So there is one, not one final destination, except for the very final destination that is set in stone. which is a new heaven and a new earth, as you would call it in your scriptures, but it is not exactly that. But what is happening now is that you are moving through difficult times. You are changing, and there are rapid changes coming. The earth is spinning a little faster. The wobble of the earth is a little bit more obvious. Your orbit around the sun is a little off. Your axis is a little off as well. There are many things influencing the earth right now that are of great concern. However, these things will be taken care of in the long run, but we will see how it works for this timeline, for this process. The process is already working that we need to have put into effect. The effect of this process will be negative and positive both, and will be what it will be as we monitor it. It is not that this is an experiment, but this is something of free will of mankind. Mankind's free will plays into this very heavily, because they are the ones that choose what things next they will accept or turn down. And so mankind at this point is moving to a place where many are turning things down and many are accepting things. And so there's a great divide in all of things right now, because first of all, the cabal would prefer to divide and conquer, and so would those that are of a negative aspect would divide and conquer. So it is that you must learn to unify, and in the process of unification there will be great divides, but they will finally see what the truth is, or at least we hope, and come about by free will to the right decisions.
Thank you. So there was news, exopolitical news, that most of the cabal were taken to another, they all met in Antarctica, many of them, and were taken to another planet so they can still do what they want to do in another place. Is that even true, or no?
That is not true. And the reason why is the cabal is very hands-on. They are not one to rule from a distance. They want to be right here. They want to make quick decisions, and they are not going to do this from a distance. As you see, to keep control, you must have fast-paced decision-making. And so they would not leave the planet to make decisions that would take time to understand if they weren't here. They have to be a part of it. They have to belong to it.
Thank you. And I've always heard that if 51% of the Earth's consciousness, 51% of the beings on the Earth would be for one thing, that would, like, be for ascension, for example, that would be able to tip everything in the positive direction. But from what I understand, well, first of all, is that true? And second, from what I understand, there's maybe 1 or 2% who are in that space.
I'm not sure I understood the question completely.
How much percentage of humans need to be into certain consciousness to affect the overall timeline and consciousness?
It would have to be a more than what it is now. It would have to start to be at least 50% to affect the majority. But if the majority will never be fully affected with the first round of changes. I don't know exactly how to put it into words here. It is that mankind is moving forward, and mankind is in a greater way doing what he needs to do to rise. Many of you are rising and doing a good job of that, but it's a very small percent. And these people will rise into the next place before the world is ready. And so it takes a great deal for the whole species to rise at once. And it will not ever happen that the whole species will rise at once into the next realm, because many of you out there, though you are ready to rise, your friends and families and neighbors and all those, they are not ready to rise. You can't even talk to them about these things because they are not ready to hear it. They're not ready to understand it, and they totally want to turn their face away from it because they want to live their own regular lives, and they do not want to change in any way. Not that this would be that great of a change for them. It would just be to understand what is happening and going on, but they even refuse to do that.
All right, so we have a ways to go, in other words.
Absolutely.
All right, I have many more questions, but I'm already at my limit. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Barbara has a question. Go ahead, Barbara.
Hi, Metatron.
Greetings.
Greetings. Could you give us some information about the war that is going on in our galaxy, why it's going on, and who is involved within this war?
There is always wars going on in this galaxy.
Okay.
It does not. This is a very, very big galaxy, and so there is always wars going on. There was a small war at the edge of your solar system, but it is over now. It was between reptilians and Ashtar Command. Basically, Ashtar Command was keeping them out of the solar system, and so there was a fight at the Garoon station out there at the end of the solar system in Pluto. At Pluto, this is where they wanted to make a base. They were starting to settle in and making a base on the little star asteroids and clusters around Pluto, and so therefore Ashtar Command was notified, and they went out and they fought a little war right out there, but that is over. Other wars are happening at the edges of the galaxy as well, but in Orion. Orion seems to be a place where most wars seem to happen, and I'll tell you why. In the area of Orion, there is many planets that are very rich with minerals and very rich with fuels, stuffs and uraniums and all these kinds of things. And many of the beings out there want to fight for the control of these things because they're very, very valuable. And so many times someone will come and they will be working on a planet that has a lot of wonderful minerals on it, and somebody will come in and usurp their authority and kick them off and take over their controls and factories, and this causes a great deal of war and things of that nature, because in that area there is a lot of uninhabited planets that are very wealthy with minerals.
Okay, well, thank you, because I heard something about it and just wanted to get some more information.
Yes.
Now, do you have any information for me as far as my moving forward?
You are moving forward. Do not worry about how fast you go. Just know that you are moving and that this is good for you and that you will continue to go forward as well as you want to.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yes. You all are moving forward in some way. I know that life on this planet is difficult at times and many things get in your way of moving forward. And this is by divine interjection, should we say.
We'll continue to go forward.
Because it is that God wants you to maybe slow down in your progress. So to see that there are other things going on, to see that there are things you need to pay attention to in the third density. But then you will continue beyond that period when that time comes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. There's a question from the YouTube chat from Jorna. Let me read it to you. And let's see. It says, Sophie has been on Earth about 450,000 years. It can mean that she was Anunnaki. But but that's not the question. Sophie from the Earth claimed that Metatron is a dark entity. That's a question mark. Alibar Jones video about a month ago, Sophie was a demon, but Alibar gave a feminine energies back to Sophie, the prime creator. That's what it says. I don't know if that's clear.
Well, I am not a dark entity.
Right.
I have not moved into any darkness. I am following God's orders, and anyone that says any different is not telling the truth.
Okay. Divine Peace wants to know from you, who is the Prophet Muhammad, and if the story of bliss mentioned in the Quran is true regarding his envy and temptation of Hawa.
Of course. Muhammad was a man, and God wanted to get his attention. And so when Muhammad was praying in a cave, an angel came to him, but he was so frightened of the angel, he ran away. That story is true. And it is true that Muhammad was tempted. It is true that every man, no matter who they are, is tempted. Even Jesus was tempted. Even all the gods that came to this planet were tempted and did things that they should not have done. Every one of them. Because this is a place where everything goes. Free will. It is not something that is programmed, not something that is played. It is not something that you know what tomorrow brings, but it is somewhere where free will reigns. And with free will and having everyone have it, everyone falls into something at some time. So now, I forget what I was talking about, but
you're talking about Muhammad.
Yeah, Muhammad was a man just like everyone else, but God was leading and guiding him. But you must understand that with all these different religions that are created from these different peoples, mankind puts their own stamp on it. They say, oh, you must follow these directions. You must not do that. You must not do this. The reason for that is because they want to be able to control the masses. They want to be able to control what happens within their religion. They want to be able to control all the things and make a bunch of rules and regulations to be followed so that they can have control. But you see, God is not like that. He is not controlling his people. He is loving his people, giving them free will. He is loving his people and letting them decide to love him. Letting them decide to love him. He is showing them his love. He is showing them creation. He wants to see what they decide. He wants to know how they think. He wants to know where their minds are at. And so controlling the mind is not something God wants, but man wants that. But what God wants is control of love, control of your heart, in the sense that he just wants you to love him, and he wants to give love back. He wants to give you the things of your heart. He wants to give you all that you desire because you are his children. Each one of you are a piece of him because he put part of himself in your soul. That soul is part of God. God and you are very similar in the sense that you have some of him within you. And that part of you that is God has some very beautiful and creative parts to it. And you can choose to live by opening the soul and bringing out those creative elements, or you can deny it. Many humans deny it, but many humans open. So, but God is not there to force you to do one or the other. He loves you no matter what. And so Muhammad was a man, and yes, the things that were reported are mostly true.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for that beautiful answer. That was all we had for, let me just see, wait. Okay, that was all we had for you, Metatron. Thank you so much for your time today.
Very well, I will bring someone else. One moment, please. They have let somebody new through this time.
Who are you? And welcome, first of all, welcome. And what is your name?
I'm a representative of the Black Unicorns.
Oh my, welcome. Welcome. Who was it that requested the Black Unicorns?
Wendy.
Okay, Wendy, would you like to give us an introduction or would you like to go straight to questions?
I would give you an introduction.
Okay, perfect. And then Wendy, whenever he's done, then...
The unicorns on this world were not welcome here very well, and that's why there are none here at this time. They were hunted to what is your word? Almost to complete
extinction.
Yes, that is it. They were hunted down for their horns because the horn was a different element. It was a magical part of their being. What I mean by this is this. The horn was that extension of the third eye that came about by millions of years of evolution. That is the word you use. And so it was part, we could create everything that we needed with the magic of the horn. And so they thought that the horn was the key to many things. And so they hunted down the unicorn and tried to use the horn as a magical item, a relic. Of course, it did hold some magic for a while, but not attached to us. It lost its magic after a little while. And so they had to hunt another one down so that they could have more magic. So the unicorns left this planet. The unicorns were not welcome here. They were only seen for what they could give to man, even though we were here to help mankind and give them some thought processes and things of this nature. They did not want that. They just wanted the magic of the horn. That is all. Who has a question?
I did. This is Wendy. Hello. And what is your name again, please?
I did not give it yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to, or is that not
Nurka.
needed?
I'm Nurka.
Nurka. Thank you so much.
In our world, it would be pronounced Nurka. But here, Norka is presentable.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Norka. As I struggle over that. The question that I have is, next year I'm planning a trip along with Susan to go to Scotland and Ireland. And I was advised to connect in with the Black Unicorns. And so I would like to know, what assistance can we provide when we go there? Is there a sacred work or a particular location? So any guidance along those lines, very grateful for you.
The Highlands. The Highlands are the area that we dwell in, used to. The spirit of the unicorn is still there, where the heather grows deep.
Okay. And are there any blessings or for the unicorns that were removed from that area, or, as they were brought to extinction or had to leave to the etheric?
A certain place. Once we were there, there was no certain place that had a name at that time. We just were there, and there were tribes and clans. And so they had no names for their cities, and some of the clans moved about. And so there was no place that we had a name for. It was just a wonderful place where we thought we could survive and be helpful to humanity. But we found that eventually it was a dangerous place for us. So the Highlands, where the heather grows, that is where you will see us or feel our energies. We will not appear to you, but we will be available to you.
Okay. And what do you help with? I know I work with magic a lot. So what do you help with if I call the Black Unicorns to come and start working with me?
We help the environment. We help all things that are of nature magically and in every way we can. We also were helping humanity with, we created tools and understandings of spices and plants to them. Sometimes they were eating poisonous things and not knowing why they got sick sometimes, because some of these plants, it took days for them to become ill. So they didn't realize that the plants were the problem. They broke down so slowly into the system. And so we were teaching them all these different things.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful to know. My blessings to you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Susan has a question. Go ahead, Susan.
Hello. I have a unicorn guide named Anastasia that I've been working with for a couple years, and I just channeled her a couple days ago, and it seemed like yeah, there was, it was to help with, or I feel like I've been working with her to help with my ascension process, but especially a couple days ago, it was to kind of release some denser energies with laughter and enlightening and uplifting energy from her. Can you?
We are very light beings, and humor is part of the galaxy in every way. And without humor, there is less light.
Yeah, can you explain? I know someone else has this question, but I do as well. The difference between the black unicorns and the white unicorns, or the ascended unicorns. I don't know if you can tell me if my unicorn guide is in the ascended realms of Lacume, which is also called Sirius C, which is an ascended part of Sirius, where there's a high concentration of golden Christed light where the ascended unicorns are. And I'm just wondering if my unicorn guide Anastasia is from that realm or perhaps a different realm.
There are many realms with unicorns in, but they are far away. This galaxy only has one place where there are unicorns at all. Most of the unicorns are in other galaxies farther away, and they do not want to attempt to come back to Earth at this time. But let me tell you that your unicorn guide is from an ascended realm. But there are white unicorns, black unicorns, and there are different colors to the unicorn realm, but it is not important. We are from different places, but we all come from a single area in time and space, as you would call it.
And is the purpose of them working more with humanity to assist with our ascension? Am I correct on that?
At this time, yes.
Yes. Okay.
They see it as an opportunity.
All right. Well, I definitely appreciate her guidance and your guidance as well in sharing information with us today. Thank you. Much love to you.
Very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Sapira had the question, but I think you answered it. Okay, yes. So let me just check the YouTube chat really quickly. Okay, Met Wally wants to know is, I'm not going to ask that first one, Met Wally. The second one is, would you help if we called on you?
Yes, we do help.
And what is the magic you do? That is the question.
The magic that we do is that we help create tools with them. We help to do many things. We help to build small establishments for them, not establishments, but buildings or places of protection. We were there to help them with these things. And they saw that we used our horns to do it, and that became a problem.
Okay, thank you. And then there was a question of, can we get a unicorn blessing with a translation, please?
One moment. With lot, here. No, oh Dio, good dear to what? Oh, yeah, so. No, bring us together in peace. Bring us together in love and guidance. Know that we are here for only good and only for the helpfulness to others. We are peaceful. We are loving. We are kind. Bless these people and help them to know of the way that we want to help them as well. May God be part of your everyday life, and may God be part of all the things that you do. Amen. Well, amen is not a word that we use, but that is a word that you do. It means, so let it all come to pass.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Braden has a question.
Is the root race of the galaxy or the universe a dragon collective? I've felt this on many journeys, but I've denied it, but it keeps coming back to that.
Yes, there is a root race that is dragon-like, yes. And it is, they claim to be godlike in many ways, and they are godlike in many ways, but they are not part of your realm right at the moment. They're far higher advanced. But yes, there is a root race that is still out there that is very, very ancient. That is one of the root elements of this universe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. That was all the questions we had for you.
Very well. I will bring someone else.
Thank you. Much love to you.
Much love. Greetings, this is Merlin, or Merlin as you call me.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
I know someone has called me. I know someone is out there wanting to speak to me. So they have given me permission to come. I haven't been here for a good long time.
Yes, it's been a while. So welcome back to you.
And greetings to all of you.
I believe
what is it that you would want to know?
I believe Ryan had requested you, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Greetings.
Ryan?
Greetings.
What version of Aspect of Merlin is this? I never heard you with a UK accent before.
Well, that's all right. You have to understand, I just came through this way because I want to. Okay. It doesn't matter what accent I have.
All right. Well, you know me already pretty well. My question is, do you have any positive messages for me from my higher self, from you, about my spiritual development, especially with the beings around me?
Your spiritual development is difficult because of the beings around you, and it is that that they are persecuting you. I know that, but it is time for many things in this day and age and era that are unexplained and not understood. Magic is something that is not understood yet, and the powers that are coming are not understood yet. So there will be things that will happen with you that will not be understood as well, but they will help you in many ways. We are working with many different beings to get rid of the negativity on this planet in the realms of so many things. So it's hard to speak directly to the problem and directly to your question, because there's so much going on.
Okay. And what past life interactions have we had? I'm just curious that when did that start, and what kind of relationship did we have in past lives? If you can just go into that a little bit.
Many thousands of years ago, you realize that Camelot is where I first was spoken of, and Camelot is considered fiction, not even part of reality. But the actual Camelot did exist in a sense. It wasn't called Camelot, but they had the right idea about what it was. But the thing is, I did exist, and the rumors of the people came down. Rumors of us came down through the people for many thousands of years, and it was written about and of course distorted in many different ways. But you and I were part of an early English relationship. I knew you in England about 5 AD, I think.
Wow. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much for answering my questions. One last question. If you talk about transforming negativity, what about your other aspects? You have other aspects that are positive and also negative. Are you transforming your other aspects of your soul that are negative? I know all your identities.
Absolutely. It is always a positive movement through all time and space and dimension. You must continue to do better. You must continue to learn and understand, not give yourself over to that which is of the darkness, because that is too much. I see what happens to those that do this, and it is easy to do, but yet it is not a good outcome.
Yeah, tell that to your other aspects. They're still in the dark.
They are moving out of it.
All right. That sounds good. That's good to see. It's good to know. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Blessings.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Braden was the other one that requested you. So Braden, do you have a question? For Merlin?
We speak about white magic, and my dad wants to know if there's 2 or 3 factions of the Illuminati.
2 or 3 factions of what?
I've been multiple times, people have come to me in the last 5 years to join the Illuminati in multiple different ways, and I tell them no, I'm not involved in this. But they said there's 2 to 3 factions. There's one, a Luciferian, which is the Brotherhood of Light, Knights Templar, keeping the secrets of the Holy Grail, I guess. And the other one was a satanic one, which is what it sounds like, warring faction. And supposedly there's a third, which it reminds me of the story of, the Anunnaki. You have Anu and Lil and Enki and the mother. So it's kind of crazy when all these things start hitting you, when people, don't believe that what you can see and what you can talk to and what you can, I didn't believe it either until it started happening to me.
Yes, the Illuminati has originated as a group of scientists and ministers and people that were educators who thought that through education and through knowledge and through all these things, illumination comes not through God, but through information, through science, through all these things. So they were scientists and they were very intellectual people, and they thought that all information of the universe was not of God, but just there, and for them to illuminate people with this kind of understanding. And so I don't doubt that the Illuminati is at this point maybe satanic in some ways, because they would deny God and say that it is all about information, or all about something else, the light from something else, not from God. So therefore, yes, do not be part of anything called the Illuminati, because they are really not a positive faction of anything. They are actually trying to show themselves as enlightened beings through through only science and education and facts and mathematics and things of this nature.
I agree with you. I didn't feel a lot of heart, and I'm more heart than I am intellect, even though I pursue to be intellectual, but my heart guides me, and I wasn't guided by what they were saying heart-wise.
And they are
now,
not
knowledge-wise, don't get me wrong, they have a lot of knowledge, and I'm like, but what is that all doing well for you? I said, when you go to that other side, the deep other side, it's all love. It has nothing to do with your intellect, because everything changes. There is what you think is up and down is not even close.
right. So yes, I just wanted to give you a deeper understanding of where they started, so that you can understand why they are the way they are. They are not about the heart. They are not about love. They are not about that. They're about illumination through science, mathematics, teachings, facts, and all that. Very cut and dry, black and white.
So I felt something what they did say. They would call me Cuckoo Khan or Quetzalcoatl. And that's why I asked the question about dragons, because I'm like, well, I don't even really know what that means.
Those are negative dragons, actually, but they are dragons from the beginning, yes.
And because
and
my language changed at some point to sound like I didn't understand your guys' light language until it started hitting me. And see, it just keeps going on. I don't know what I'm saying, but it feels like it knows what it's saying.
Yes, it does. It issues forth its own meaning, and it's a very powerful and stern message to mankind to straighten up and do well. And
yes,
otherwise,
that's exactly what they said. They're like, you got to love them so much. You got to be so, and this is a weird word, you got to be so evil you turn into love, because you can only see the light when you are the absolute darkness. And I'm like, oof.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that.
I don't agree with it either.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree that you must be totally evil to appreciate the light, but you must know that darkness exists to appreciate the light. And sometimes you must feel the outcome of darkness to appreciate the light, but you don't have to be evil to do it. It can happen in your own lifetime.
I think I don't think they are attached to the heart. You know, I don't think even the most negative things, think about it. If it was born, it probably wasn't born evil. You know, it's probably born something pissed it off, or somebody did something. Something always is doing something to ignite that frustration. And my goal is to eliminate all that frustration and to transmute the genetic disposition that is not configured correctly the way it needs to be.
Correct. And what I want to say about this is that some people are facing different things in their life that they consider maybe evil or consider very dark, but they are not part of it. But they learn to appreciate the light more because they've experienced it. But you do not have to become totally evil to appreciate the love of God and the perception of God or any of that, because many of you are perceiving God in a very loving and beautiful way and are not evil or have never been. So yes, but
I would agree with that. And the feeling of, you know, some of these entities that are awakening, you know, when you go deep into these areas, it's almost mind-blowing, because I see a beautiful planet beyond description of the words we have. It's more of a, if I could beam it into somebody's head like a dolphin, that would be the way to do it.
Yes.
And you know, it's like we're in a big glass cage, and I can see right through there, and I can bring certain people through with me, but only if they understand that you will never die. If they have any fear of death, they won't go.
Of course. Fear of death is one of the great fears of this planet. But you have to understand there is no death, in the sense that you are all energy that passes on to other energy. It is not that you are dying and becoming dark or black or whatever. Your energy becomes something else, goes somewhere else, goes back to God, becomes something else. But it is not something lifeless. It is not something dead. It is always alive, and you will always be alive throughout all times and space. No matter how many beings God creates, you will always exist because you exist now, and you will always exist.
It's not really a theory, but something called the last dot that the council explained to me, and it was very odd. It was almost like a Jedi council where there was thousands of aliens around me in a sphere, and I was in the center with 6 to 9 blue tall aliens, what I call aliens, beautiful creatures surrounded me, and I was a small human, all pretty much naked, dressed in orange, sitting in the center, and they were giving me information. They said, "You don't need disciples this time, you need deciphers." And I said, "I don't know what this means." And I was asking them questions about their technology that they were wearing on their heads, and they didn't really talk about it too much, but they said, the reason your kings and queens had crowns with the jewels on them is because those would store the information from their minds. And that's how we were able to tap in to see where the evolution of power was going to be. And we're not happy with it because they disrupted and never shared, they only took. And I was like, yes, this is true. I said, to my knowledge. But they said, you guys are the last dot, that Earth is the last dot, that all the multiverse, everything is waiting on you guys. And you need 3.33% of your population to basically be enlightened or be in a different frequency. And then you guys take everybody in the whole universe with you to the next phase.
It is true.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yes, it is. The human race is a key race in the universe. There's no question. And the crown came into being because when some aliens first appeared on the planet, they were wearing these things around their heads to help them translate what humans were saying, to help them to communicate with humans, because they did not know their language. And so they used translators that they used bands around their heads. And so
that makes sense. That's exactly pretty much what they said. They said everything will be stored in there, and then you'll be able to understand even your visions, your dreams. You'll be able to see everything through these crystals. And the crystals that they kind of were speaking with was a guy by the name of Vogel, Dr. Vogel, who created the first hard drives out of crystal for IBM. And if you look at the cuts, it's very, very interesting.
Crystals store a lot of information. Crystals are informative. In fact, even if you have a crystal sitting here like I do right here, he has, I should say, I see them because I have vision right now. It is that they all contain a great deal of information, especially this one. But the thing is, information is stored by crystals. And once you learn how to use crystals in technology, they're very, very valuable, and you cannot not use them after you know what they actually do. So it is that there's a lot of things that you're saying that are very true. And so those beings around you were very high beings indeed. They were part of the elders, I'm sure, because the elders are from many different species. They're high priests and priestesses and spiritual guides that are teaching humanity which direction to go, giving them the information they need to survive in some senses, and moving forward this species in a much faster way. Have you seen that evolution has moved forward so quickly in the last 70 years that it is hard to deny that there is interaction between aliens and man? So usually this kind of evolution technologically cannot happen that quickly. And they are even holding back a little bit because we are a little ahead of the game. We know too much.
They said that too. And they said they said your quantum computers that you have here will unlock the crystal's information for you. Don't be scared of AI as long as you are in control of it, and don't let certain people put chips in your head because you don't need any of that.
No, you don't. But it's been every single species has tampered with that. Every single one. They have tampered with cybernetics. They've tampered with robots. They've tampered with the AI experience because it's just natural from them to be curious of it. So, and your people are no different. So it is.
Merlin, were you working with Enoch?
Enoch is still alive. Yes, Enoch is still a part of this realm as well as many others. He will come back. In fact, he is planning to come back to this realm. Enoch left this realm on a ship and will return on a ship.
You're correct. Good answer.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you because we have some other people and we're coming to the end of our time to ask some questions, but this is a fascinating conversation, but I do need to interrupt you so some other people can ask questions, if you don't mind.
Okay, very good.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Hello?
Hello? I'm here. Can you hear me? Is everyone hearing me?
I think I'm about to drop.
Yeah, we can
Hello?
hear you, Merlin.
Hello?
Excellent.
Am I still here?
Yes,
Okay,
Karen, we
thank
can
you.
hear you. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, Karen.
Yes, thank you. Ian has a question. Go ahead, Ian.
Hi, Merlin. Thanks for coming today. Were you involved?
Ian?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Merlin, were you involved in the creation of Stonehenge?
Not directly. Not directly. The ones that were creating Stonehenge were the shiny ones, but the shiny ones I knew. I knew them and I understood what they were doing. They were making alignments with the stars. They were making alignments with the different solstices and equinoxes. They had a whole system there. There is much more to Stonehenge than what you see with your eye.
Yes, I happened to just be watching a documentary last night about Stonehenge, and it turns out that there was another Stonehenge. It was 156 miles from the current one, and it had the exact same dimensions as far as the stones in the circular formation. And they're just now discovering this, and they mentioned your name, that this transfer happened from the first location to the existing location during the time of Merlin. And that's why I asked.
The reason why they mentioned my name is because I was the one, I moved some of the stones for them because the stones that are used in Stonehenge are not from that area. They're from a very far away, about 156 or 160 miles away. And so those stones had to be moved, and I gave them the ability to do so.
Okay, I found it interesting that you mentioned your name, and I didn't associate you with Stonehenge since that was 5,000 years ago.
I am not really, I cannot take any credit for it really. But there is another whole area of Stonehenge, the one in that you all know, that is right nearby it, within a 5-mile period, a 5-mile area that is underground and is a very large semicircle with a station in the middle. And so they have discovered it, but they are not really sharing that with the population yet.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for your answer.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, Michelle has a question. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, Merlin. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
A couple of things. Would you mind telling me what the lifting spell is in white magic?
Yeah, you mean the Golium Goshen one?
Yes.
If I can remember it. Golium Goshen, inside there's an ocean. The strength of the waves, the power of motion. From purified heart, from earth to the sky.
Clearing the spirit, the body, the
the
mind.
mind.
Feel as the energy rushes within, bring out the source, and all will begin.
Yes, that's the one. Yes.
Create the flourish without and within.
Yes, that is it. Yes, that's it. I was trying to remember it because I haven't done it. I don't need to do flourishes. I can just do it. But I remember parts of it.
Yes, thank you very much. And can I ask you real quick, what is our connection?
Our connection is very nice because we were very good friends in many lives.
Okay.
I am part of what you know as a soul family. And
Okay.
we go back far.
Yes, okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
As
I
well as
think
some of the other people here as well.
Ryan has a question. Go ahead, Ryan.
I don't have any other questions other than other people wanted to know about your other aspects, like your other aspects like Saint Germain, Thoth, Hermes, Kukulkan, etc., etc. Can you talk about yes? Can you talk about all the other aspects and how that influences your overall soul and your soul origin?
Some aspects come from very, very far away. But an aspect is only a part. It's not the whole. So an aspect of, you would say, Kublai Khan or Kublai Khan is that it gave me more strength, gave me power. It was something I dabbled in many thousands of years ago, but I found that more positive aspects were actually more powerful in some ways and much more easy to control. Control is part of all these different aspects because you want aspects within you that you are able to hang on to, control, and they can give you some energy that you need or some power that you need. So it is that many of my aspects are, and many of your aspects as well, are very
yes, I know.
multiplied and many. So, but that one particular aspect that you asked about that was very negative, yes, I delved into it at one time just to see what it was like, and found that I did not want to go there.
All right. Thank you so much for your perspective. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Safira has the last question. Go ahead, Safira.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I was going to ask Ryan's question if he couldn't get on. He said I should ask it if I wanted to. So that was the same question. So what does it mean, though, Merlin, if you were Kukulkan and the aspect of Thoth and all these things? I mean, it's kind of confusing.
It just gives you a more perspective of all that is. It does not mean that I am evil or any of that. It just gives you an aspect of, gives me an understanding and a glimpse into the thought processes of the other minds, of the other things, of the other ways. It's not that I follow them, but I understand them now. I can bring them into my understanding and know why they're doing what they're doing, although I may not agree with it. So it is that I am aware more than most people, because they would not mess with those kinds of things. But I was a powerful magician and I could handle myself. So it was that was why I did what I did and dabbled where I dabbled, is because I felt like I had the power to control it, the power to deal with it, if you will. And I did to a certain extent, but not completely. So I learned some lessons there.
Oh, thank you so much. Were you together with King Arthur, or is that?
Yes, King Arthur, although his name wasn't King Arthur, that's the name you give him. He was a king, and he was part of the Cloud Palace. And yes, it was a very interesting relationship. He did indeed exist, but his name wasn't King Arthur.
Okay. Thank you so much. Many blessings.
Many blessings.
Okay, thank you so much. We're really at the end. And maybe you would be willing to give us a blessing as on our exit
All right.
as a final blessing for today.
Very well, I will. God of all there is, be with us now. Love, guide, and direct us in a way that only you can do. I see the powers of the universe, and I see all that is here. The mind cannot perceive it all. The mind cannot understand it all. And with your mercy and grace, we move through the universe carefully, trying to make our way into a good place. But guess what? You are the good place that we go to when we pass. You are the energy that is all of us. You are the energy that we must have always. So let us be filled with it and brighten the world with it and let the world see it. For it is no shame to show that you love God. It is no shame to feel a good deed is necessary. It is no shame to be part of the goodness, the power, and the greatness. It may not seem cool to some, but it is the best way to be. It is the only way for me to be. And I pray that it will be the only way that you find that is the positive means to your world and to the answers that you seek. I may sound a little cryptic, but God knows that I am with him and that I am for him and that I am for you as well. And I give you my blessings, and I give God praise and glory for his power and understanding.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for being with us. It was beautiful to talk to you and hear your perspective. And please do come again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello?
Oh, thank you very much.
Hi, how are you all?
Very good.
How are you doing?
Great. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
I'm going to end on the blessing of Merlin. I think you can't top that. We're really at the top of the hour, so I know Jim's going to go to lunch with his friends. That's his usual MO on a Saturday. Am I right?
Very good. Have a
All
great
right.
day, everybody.
Thank you, everyone, and much love to you, and we'll see you next week.
All right,
Thank you.
bye-bye. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Much love.